On the night of February 28, 1996, Diana made an unexpected phone call. The number she dialed belonged to Camilla Parker Bowles. "You need to meet with me," Diana said. "We have very important things to discuss." They met the next day, and the conversation that took place changed both of their lives. February 28, 1996, Wednesday night. In her private apartment at Kensington Palace, Diana thought for a long time before reaching for the phone. At 10:30 p.m., she was about to make one of the most difficult decisions of her life. The divorce process with Charles had begun, but Diana had one last matter she needed to resolve. The phone number in Diana's hand belonged to Camilla Parker Bowles. Diana's fingers trembled as she dialed the number. This call wasn't just a phone conversation. It was a reckoning of 15 years of pain, anger, and resentment. After the phone rang 3 times, a familiar voice answered. "Hello? Camilla, this is Diana." Diana's voice was cold but determined. There was silence on the other end of the line. Camilla had never expected this call. "Diana." "Hello?" Camilla said, trying to hide her surprise. "You need to meet with me," Diana said directly. "We have very important things to discuss. Face to face." Are you sure? I mean, is this a good idea?" There was worry in Camilla's voice. "You need to talk to me before you marry Charles. You need to know some things." Diana chose her words carefully. In the silence of that night, 2 women evaluated each other from either end of the phone line. Diana was talking to the woman Charles had been in love with for 15 years. Camilla was communicating directly with the most famous member of the royal family for the first time. "When?" Camilla finally asked. "Tomorrow afternoon, at 3 o'clock, Diana replied. "Let's meet at the Swan Inn near Highgrove." "No one will recognize us there." Camilla hesitated. Highgrove was near Charles's mansion in Gloucestershire, the area where Camilla's home was also located. "All right," Camilla said, still with hesitation in her voice. "But Diana, will Charles know about this meeting?" "No," Diana answered definitively. "This will stay between just the 2 of us. At least for now." After Diana hung up the phone, she took a deep breath. Tomorrow, she would tell Camilla everything that had been building up inside her for 15 years. The next day, March 1st, 1996, Diana set off for Gloucestershire in her own car without her private driver. During the journey, what she would say kept spinning in her head. The Swan Inn was a small village inn. Diana had reserved one of the inn's back rooms in advance. This was perfect for a secret meeting away from the media. Diana arrived at the inn at 2:45 p.m. She entered inconspicuously using the back entrance. She wore simple pants and a sweater, hiding her hair with a hat. Inn owner Mrs. Elizabeth Thornton can never forget that day. A very polite lady came and requested a private room. Her tone seemed a bit tense. Of course, I didn't know she was Princess Diana at the time. Diana sat in the back room waiting for Camilla. At exactly 3 p.m., Camilla entered through the door. Camilla Parker Bowles was 48 years old that day. She had curly blonde hair, blue eyes, and a confident demeanor. Diana was seeing her this close for the first time. "Diana," Camilla said as she entered. "Camilla?" Diana stood up. "Thank you for coming." The 2 women looked at each other. Diana was face to face with the woman Charles had constantly loved throughout their marriage. Camilla was confronting the most popular member of the royal family and the third party in her own relationship. Diana sat down and gestured for Camilla to sit as well. The tension between the 2 women in the small room was palpable. I'll speak directly, Diana began. Charles is divorcing me because he wants to marry you. Is this true? Camilla hesitated. Diana, you know how complicated this situation is. Yes, I've been living this complexity for 15 years. There was hurt in Diana's voice. You love Charles, and he loves you. And I'm just an unnecessary figure here. You're not unnecessary, Camilla spoke in a soft voice. You're William and Harry's mother. Yes, I'm their mother, Diana's voice hardened. And that's exactly why I'm here. To talk about my children. Diana leaned forward. Camilla, if you marry Charles, you'll become my children's stepmother. I need to talk to you about this. Camilla nodded. I understand. William is 13 years old. Harry is 11. Diana continued speaking. They've been through a lot of trauma so far. They've seen their parents fighting, heard their family constantly talked about in the media. Diana's eyes filled with tears. Camilla, you're a mother. You have children too. You love Tom and Laura. So you can understand how much I love my children too. Camilla listened silently. My only wish, Diana continued, is for William and Harry to be happy. If you enter Charles's life, you'll automatically enter their lives too. Diana, I don't want to harm your children, Camilla spoke sincerely. I never intended anything like that. I know, Diana said. But as their mother, I have to ask some things from you. Diana stood up and walked toward the window. Outside was the peaceful view of the English countryside. How will you treat William and Harry? Diana asked with her back turned. I'll show them respect, Camilla replied. They're Charles's children, so they're important to me too. Diana turned and looked at Camilla. Respect isn't enough, Camilla. I want you to speak of them with love. Of course with love, Camilla nodded. And never, Diana's voice was firm, never try to take my place. You can be their stepmother, but I'm their real mother. Camilla felt a bit uncomfortable hearing these words. Diana, I won't try to take your place. That's not even possible. Good, Diana sat back down. There's one more thing. Diana looked into Camilla's eyes. When decisions are made about William and Harry's education, health, and future, my opinion must be sought. Even if you're married to Charles, I'm these children's mother. Of course, Camilla agreed. That's only natural. And the media, Diana continued. You won't make any statements about William and Harry. Your relationships with the media won't affect my children. This topic made Camilla a bit tense, because if she married Charles, media attention would be inevitable. Diana, it's not possible to completely control the media, Camilla said. But you can control how you relate to the media, Diana replied. You won't talk about my children. You won't give details about their private lives, Camilla thought. All right, I accept. Diana was now coming to the most difficult topic. Camilla, there's one more thing. This might be the most important. Camilla waited curiously. Charles will have royal duties. He'll be king one day. You'll also be queen consort. Diana paused. But William will be king after Charles one day. Harry will also be an important member of the royal family. Diana leaned forward. Regarding these children's royal education, learning protocol, preparing for their future roles, you will not act contrary to my opinion in any way. This was a serious matter. Camilla was aware of this. Diana, I don't know royal protocol as well as you do, Camilla said. I would respect your experience in these matters. Good. Diana seemed satisfied. Because I've been preparing these children for royal life for 13 years. I know what they've experienced, what they're struggling with. Diana stood up and began walking around the room. Camilla, I don't love Charles anymore, Diana said openly. But my children love him. He loves them too. If you enter his life, you must not disrupt my children's relationship with their father. I won't disrupt it, Camilla promised. And don't try to change Charles's way of being a father, Diana added. He's not a good father already, but don't make his relationship with the children worse. These words made Camilla uncomfortable. Diana, I know Charles loves his children. He loves them, but I also know how he loves them, Diana said harshly. He doesn't know how to talk to those children, how to spend time with them. You can help him in these matters, but don't interfere with my methods. Silence fell in the room. The two women looked at each other. Camilla, Diana finally spoke. You love Charles. I understand this. He loves you too. Maybe more than he loved me. Camilla felt sad hearing these words. Diana. No, I'm telling the truth, Diana continued. Charles never loved me as much as he loves you. This doesn't hurt me anymore. But my children... Diana's voice broke. I worry about my children. They're trying to understand this situation, why their parents separated, why their family is always talked about in the media. Camilla stood up and approached Diana. Diana, I don't want to harm your children. Never. I know, Diana wiped her tears, but sometimes we can cause harm unintentionally. I also harmed William and Harry unintentionally. I dealt too much with the media, it affected them too. Diana turned to Camilla. You're a mother. You know how you protect Tom and Laura. I'm trying to protect William and Harry too. I understand, Camilla spoke softly. Diana sat back down. Now I'm going to ask one last thing from you. Camilla also sat down and waited. If one day, for any reason, William or Harry comes to you and asks something about me, Diana paused, you'll tell them the truth. Camilla was surprised. What do you mean? They might be angry with me when they grow up. Because I made too many statements to the media, because I told everyone about my problems with Charles. Diana lowered her voice. If they come to you and ask, why did our mother do this, you'll tell them. What will I tell them? Camilla asked curiously. How much I loved Charles. How hard I tried to save our marriage. How much I love them. Diana's eyes filled with tears. And that I'm also human. That I made mistakes, but always with good intentions. Camilla was very moved. Diana, of course I'll tell them. Thank you, Diana said. The two women sat silently for a while. The 15 years of tension, anger, and resentment seemed to have lightened somewhat with this conversation. Camilla, Diana spoke finally, you make Charles happy. I can see this. I could never make him that happy. Diana, you're a wonderful woman. Camilla spoke sincerely. Charles's problems with you weren't your fault. Maybe, Diana smiled. But that doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my children. Diana stood up. I think I've said everything I wanted to say. Camilla also stood up. Diana, thank you for this conversation. It was very brave of you. I had to do it as a mother, Diana replied. The two women walked toward the door. Diana stopped and turned to Camilla. Camilla, one last thing. If you marry Charles, please be happy, because an unhappy marriage would harm not only you, but also my children. I'll try to be as happy as I can, Camilla promised. Diana extended her hand to Camilla. Then good luck. Camilla shook Diana's hand. Thank you, Diana. And I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? For everything. Camilla's eyes filled with tears. For you suffering. Diana nodded. We all suffered, Camilla. But now it's time to leave it behind. The two women parted at the inn door. Diana watched Camilla get into her car. Then she got into her own car and set off for London. That evening, Diana called her trusted friend, Rosa Monckton. Rosa, I met with Camilla today. What happened? How did it go? I think I did the right thing, Diana said. At least my conscience is clear. I did everything I could for my children. After this meeting, Diana's mood changed noticeably. Her friends found her more peaceful. It was as if she had lifted a heavy burden she had been carrying for months from her shoulders. Paul Burrell says he can never forget Diana's state that evening. Diana was different when she came home. She was tired, but also relieved. She told me, Paul, I had a very important conversation today. Now I'm at peace. Camilla told Charles everything after this meeting. Charles found Diana's initiative very mature. Sir Michael Peede, Charles's former private secretary, describes the atmosphere of that period. Charles was very impressed by Diana's behavior. He said, Diana has really changed. She's approaching everything much more maturely now. This meeting between Diana and Camilla affected both of their future behaviors. Camilla took Diana's requests seriously. After marrying Charles in 2005, she always kept in mind the boundaries Diana had set in her relationship with William and Harry. William and Harry also felt the results of this meeting years later. Camilla always treated them with distance but respect. She never tried to take their mother's place. Prince William said in a statement in 2022, "When Camilla married our father, she was very careful with us. She didn't try to take our mother's place. This shows her character." Prince Harry took a different approach. In his book published in 2023, he mentioned the Diana-Camilla meeting. Our mother had spoken with Camilla before her death and gotten promises from her for us. This affected us greatly. After Diana's death, Camilla kept the promises she made in this meeting. She never made any media statements about William and Harry. She didn't give details about their private lives. Rosa Monckton describes how difficult this decision was for Diana. When Diana decided to meet with Camilla, she was very uncertain. She asked, "Am I doing the right thing?" But finally she said, "I must do it for my children." Diana's meeting was an unprecedented event in modern royal history. Two women, seen as enemies by the media and society, had come together for the good of children. Dr. Julia Baird, royal historian, evaluates this meeting. Diana's meeting with Camilla shows how much she had matured. She set aside her personal feelings and thought about her children's future. The most important result of this meeting was Diana's inner peace. She no longer carried that old anger toward Camilla, because she had fulfilled her responsibilities toward her. Diana's close friend, Lucia Flecha de Lima, describes this change. Diana was a completely different person after meeting with Camilla. She was no longer stuck in the past. She was focused on the future. However, this meeting also had difficult aspects for Diana. Accepting that Charles had never loved her as much as Camilla was painful. Dr. Alan McGlashan, Diana's psychiatrist, has these lines in his notes. Diana accepted that Charles never really loved her. This hurt her, but also freed her. Diana's meeting also affected her charitable work. She was now more focused and dealt less with personal drama. Earl Spencer describes his sister Diana's change during this period. Diana was more peaceful after meeting with Camilla. It was as if she had passed a big test. The effect of the meeting on Camilla was also significant. Diana's speech as a mother had deeply affected Camilla. Annabelle Elliott, Camilla's close friend, describes Camilla during that period. Camilla was very thoughtful after meeting with Diana. She said, "I understood what a strong mother Diana is." This meeting also changed Charles's perspective on Diana. Diana's mature behavior made Charles see her differently. Jonathan Dimbleby, Charles's biographer, interprets this topic. Diana's meeting with Camilla showed Charles how much his ex-wife had developed. Charles had great respect for this. Diana's meeting was also interpreted differently in the media. Some saw this as Diana accepting defeat, but the reality was very different. Royal correspondent Richard Kay evaluates Diana's behavior. This wasn't defeat, it was victory. Diana had fulfilled her responsibility as a mother even under the most difficult circumstances. After Diana's death, the details of this meeting gradually emerged. Thanks to statements from Paul Burrell, Camilla, and Charles, the full story of that day was understood. In 2019, Camilla spoke about this meeting in an exclusive interview with the BBC. "My conversation with Diana affected me greatly. She was truly a great woman. She could do anything for her children." William and Harry also understood years later what this meeting meant for them. Prince William made this statement in 2021. "Our mother's conversation with Camilla was one of the bravest things she did thinking about our future." The counterpart of this meeting in the modern royal family is also important. The maturity Diana showed laid the foundation for today's royal family dynamics. Kate Middleton's relationship with Camilla was built on the foundations Diana laid that day. Diana's words, "Never try to take mother's place," also affected Camilla's attitude toward William's wife, Kate. Royal analyst Victoria Murphy interprets this situation. Diana's conversation with Camilla in 1996 laid the foundation for the royal family to live in peace today. Diana's meeting was also an indicator of her personal development. Instead of jealousy and anger, she was now thinking about her children's well-being. Simone Simmons, Diana's life coach, describes this change. Diana was a completely different woman after meeting with Camilla. She was no longer stuck in the pains of the past, she was focused on the future. The most beautiful result of this meeting was Diana's peace in her final months. She no longer worried about Camilla, because she had done everything she could. Diana's words to Rosa Monckton a few months before her death show this peace. "Rosa, I'm no longer worried about Camilla. She'll treat William and Harry well. I'm sure of it." Diana's meeting showed that she was not only the people's princess, but also an exemplary mother. She had set aside her own pain and thought about her children's well-being. This story also shows Camilla's character. She's been keeping the promise she gave to Diana for 25 years. She acts within the framework Diana set in her relationship with William and Harry. In 2024, Camilla mentioned Diana in her first official statement as Queen Consort. Diana was a perfect mother to her children. The foundations she laid are still our guide today. Diana and Camilla's 1996 meeting thus went down in history. Two women setting aside their personal differences and agreeing for the good of children became one of the most mature examples in royal history. This story teaches us this: true greatness is in setting aside your own pain and thinking about the well-being of your loved ones. Diana accomplished this perfectly. Today, the respect and love in William and Harry's relationships with Camilla are the fruit of that day's meeting. The foundations Diana laid are still solid 25 years later. And perhaps most importantly, the courage and maturity Diana showed that day serves as an example for future generations. Because true victory is not in fighting, but in establishing peace. Diana's final words to Camilla still remain valid. If you marry Charles, please be happy. Because an unhappy marriage would harm not only you, but also my children. Camilla and Charles are living a happy marriage today, and William and Harry also live in peace with their stepmother. Diana's meeting that day positively affected everyone's life. This is perhaps Diana's most beautiful legacy, setting aside her own pain for her children's happiness and doing what was best for the future.